Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you again for tuning into Galaxy Media, the podcast. We're here today talking about sports. What kind of sport? We're here talking about the fights of Francis Nganou that happened with Anthony Joshua. And I'm not here alone today. I'm here with one of my good friends, Soki. Soki, how are you doing?
Nice to meet you, bro.
Hey,
I'm
man.
good.
Cheers, man.
I'm good, bro.
I'm so happy, Soki, that you're here today and that you're here to talk about the match. You watched the game last time. You saw everything that happened. Francis Nganou between Anthony Joshua. What is your first perception?
First of all, shout out to Anthony Joshua and shout out to Francis Nganou. These are two families like Nigeria and Cameroon. You know, one love though. Africa are united. But at the same time, I really like to say that you can't play boxing, bro. You can never play boxing. MMA is a thing. I do MMA. I'm a fan of MMA. But when it comes to boxing, you don't play boxing. Okay? It takes...
What do you mean by you don't play boxing? Because we clearly see what happened. I mean, he was ready for the fight. He trained so hard, Suki, to come and give everything to that fight. Remember what happened with Tyson Fury? They went all the rounds. He almost knocked Tyson Fury out. So what are you telling me that he can't play boxing?
So there's a difference between getting prepared and thinking that you are already in the game. So when you're talking about Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou, remember, Tyson Fury has been boxing for a long time.
Very true. That's
true. One thing he did was underestimate the power punch of Francis Ngannou. So he kind of left that loophole. He didn't expect that knockdown, honestly. But now, with that being said, Francis Ngannou doing that, it kind of woke the whole boxing community up. Okay?
Not only here in America, or just all over the world?
Everywhere.
Okay.
Now, he thinks he's the boogeyman. I'll put it that way. Okay. Now, Anthony Joshua
came along.
And I'm like, okay, you think you're the boogeyman in boxing? Okay, let me show you what boxing is all about. Okay. You can play MMA, you can play boxing, but guess what? There's a difference between actual boxing and doing MMA.
Wow.
Okay.
But so let's get into it a little bit. Francis Ngannou is a great fighter. I mean, we all know that. Francis Ngannou, he has a stamina.
For sure.
So now he coming to boxing. Do you think at some point that Anthony Joshua kind of underestimated him? Or do you think that Francis Ngannou was overrated?
I'll put it this way, right? Francis Ngannou is never underestimated by Anthony Joshua because he has already seen the damage he caused to the reputation of Tyson Fury
in the MMA. In boxing.
In boxing. He's not about to risk that. Okay, I know. I bet a lot of money. I bet like
Me too,
almost. I'm not gonna say the number.
Me too. Everyone's bet money.
I got my money. I got my money worth. Because hey, you can't compare that. But when it comes to the business of boxing, like everybody in MMA, Ngannou has a point to prove.
Definitely.
You can't make that in a first and second fight, especially fighting with heavyweight professional boxers. This is not a debut, okay? This is professional boxers, especially when it comes to Anthony Joshua.
Who's the king of boxing?
I'm telling you right now, he's the hot cake now. He's the hot cake.
Right. Soki, before we get into the heart of boxing with Joshua, Francis Ngannou is coming into boxing. You know, usually when people want to start in boxing, they usually start from down the ladder. But he forgot about starting down the ladder. He went directly to the top.
Because he's trying to prove a point.
Okay.
That's not how it's done.
Okay.
If you're trying to prove a point, maybe at first. That's why I said Tyson Fury underestimated him because he's trying to say, okay, this guy just maybe 1 or 2 jabs, and maybe, but he didn't see that hook coming in.
That's true.
Okay, but already, if you're jumping the ladder, be ready to fist with the big guys. Okay, and when you're in my place, you say you call it woto woto.
which mean what does that mean? You collect what?
One blow, 7 apples. Like you get blue eye. I'm
So
telling you.
Soki, what you think that Francis Ngannou should have done is to start in the beginning of the ladder? And then
He should have professionally. The only reason why they gave him that line to start from where he started was because of the reputation he already had in MMA community.
As the baddest man.
Okay,
but do you think he's still the baddest man on the planet? Because I still think he's still the baddest man.
He's still the baddest man, but guess what? Hell no! Right now, his baddest man has gone down a little bit.
But Soki,
in MMA, we still have a lot to prove in MMA. Now he has a lot to prove to MMA community because you're trying to be in boxing, but your reputation as the baddest man in planet stays in MMA.
Okay. Now, Soki, you watched the game. You watched exactly what happened.
Yeah.
In the second round, he was knocked out. What was his mistake? You are somebody who also does martial arts, who also does fighting. What was Francis Ngannou's mistake?
He gave it all away. He gave everything away. His step, like his actions. He already saw, like, during the first round, he already saw that, Joshua is not Tyson Fury. Joshua is ready to go bam,
So
bam, boom.
boxing style is different from Tyson Fury boxing style.
It's not even about the style. Joshua really came out for him because Joshua has a lot to lose too. Okay. Now, Ngannou thought it's all about power. No, this is a class. Okay.
So Ngannou came there as a fighter, as an African fighter.
Exactly.
Like, I'm coming there
exactly. That's my point.
Anthony Joshua came there with techniques. So you know what? You can be there, but
you can have all the power, but let me take you to school. Let me take you.
Put some theory into that.
Let me take you to school. You see, it wasn't even like whenever he came for that knockout, it was like boom, boom, bam. If he had not go down at the same time, he could have taken that left hook, and that would have been like actual knockout.
But that was the second time Francis went down. The first time he went down, what was in your mind? Because I at that point I thought, okay, you know what, Francis isn't going on the first time. Okay, it's a mistake. It's Anthony Joshua. It's okay. Let's take a step back. Let's see what's not working.
He actually came in with that, like with that first push, like the ginger. I would say the ginger. So he just came in with that, thinking that's why I say you don't play boxing, okay? You don't play boxing. And especially when it comes to Anthony Joshua, like Nganou is a great fighter, but hey, brother, you do not play boxing, okay? Wow. You should have started. I know he got like the how do you say it? When the privilege to be in one of the top heavy guys right now. But guess what? If I was him, I would have started building from the below. At least I'll get some numbers.
But there's not too many heavyweight below though.
There are. You just have to push them out. There are people who want to fight, but you just have to also give those people opportunities. There are many boxers we don't even know their names that are in heavyweight.
That's true.
These are the people you have to challenge. No. But now because of your reputation, you're money hungry at the same time.
Okay, now comes my question. You're talking about starting from down the ladder.
Yes.
He went to Anthony Joshua. Francis Ngannou is getting out there with almost 20 million as a loser. Do you think that at some point of this fighting there was a money issue? Commercial issue, or do you think, okay, this is Francis, this is Joshua, Anthony Joshua, both of them are big selling, tickets for their fights. So, okay, you know what? If you put them together, we're going to generate more money. Do you think that was the case in this one, or it was purely out of, okay, you know what? I can beat this guy. And what do you think? What do you think, Soki?
Let's not forget about the business aspect of boxing too.
Okay.
When Francis got into boxing, his main aim was money too. He's money driven. Okay. And because he's like a big market.
For Francis, for Africa, or for boxing itself?
It's not even about Africa. Okay. Let's not put Africa in this, because if it was about Africa, then all that billing wouldn't be there. You'll be fighting the fight in Africa. If
That
it's
is true.
about
I
Africa.
mentioned Africa because we don't have so many boxers, so many African boxers in boxing in general.
We don't have a lot.
And France is like an inspiration to a lot of Africans to say, you know what, if this guy can move from one discipline to another discipline, maybe I can do the same thing too. And also, just to as a courtesy, we're coming back to the fight that Mayweather had with Conor McGregor. Remember, McGregor came from MMA, went to fight with Mayweather, and Mayweather won the fight because that was not his discipline. So now France also brought that again. So
He had his shot when he did with Fury. He had his shot.
okay.
But I would say with the Fury fight, I believe, I'm not going to lie, I believe he won that fight.
Okay. At least somebody's recognizing that, Francis actually won the fight. Yeah, that's what other people are saying.
Yeah, he
on the
won
internet.
that fight because tell me where you're going to knock somebody on the floor and you didn't even really do any damage. He came out like you guys didn't even sweat at all. He actually beat him to his own game because he underestimated him. And that's why I still came into this one right now where Anthony Joshua was like, I'm not going to be the caricature of this game.
Okay.
Okay.
Soki, when they train for a big fight like this, they watch the opening videos, correct? They kind of see what is a wicked point and stuff like that. Francis Ngannou, I don't know when this fight was announced, but I think it was less time than the one with Tyson Fury. Do you feel like Francis Ngannou, mentally, physically, you saw the video that he was posting on Facebook, do you think he was prepared enough for this fight?
I think he was ready. He was ready for the fight.
Okay.
But at the same time, he talked more than he usually talked. He just blabbing, blah, 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 shit, baby, any woo,
He actually sent a message to
Anthony, I got your earpod and stuff. Like, I get it. It's part of the promotion. This is what he could have been doing in the UFC, but I guess that because they didn't pay him enough. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna go to where the money counts and people are gonna value me. But at the same time, if you still want to keep the same reputation and keep your money right, you have to start from somewhere whereby if the numbers are making sense, your numbers are making sense too. Okay. 20 million is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. Knock me out for 2 million.
What money can do, right? That is true. I'm so happy.
I won't wake up. I'll be in the ventilator for like a week. Then when I wake up, I got $2 million in my account. That's fine. Okay.
No, for me, I was very happy that he got the million. Now, we saw the reaction of Tyson Fury when the knockout happened.
He wish he was the one. He wish he was the one that knocked Francis down. I'll tell you that for a fact. But at the same time,
you think he was happy that happened because he was clapping? You think he was supporting Francis?
Hey, this is sportsmanship. Okay, you're not gonna like squeeze your face like you already had your shot. He already made his own money.
Okay, but what was it clapping? You think it was happy because of Francis got knocked out, or you think it was just okay? You know what? We both from England with me and Joshua, so let me support my England brother.
He's basically clapping for two reasons. One,
which are please tell us, look here.
To me, my belief is, I believe he's clapping for one, for Anthony Joshua defending the boxing community. That's one thing.
That's true. That's very true.
Secondly. These guys have gone toe-to-toe. So he's going to clap in support of sportsmanship because he's still cool, with Francis Ngannou. But these are the people who already done business. So, it's a sportsmanship. They're going to support each other.
So do you think that if it was the opposite, then he would have clapped? If it was Francis Ngannou who would have knocked Anthony Joshua out, he would have clapped as well?
He would have clapped, but now he's going to be like, yeah, I want Francis Ngannou. I'm gonna show the boxing community what it's all about.
Okay.
It's a reverse psychology kind of a thing.
No, it makes sense.
Because if it was me and I'm doing the boxing and somebody knocked me out, you're definitely gonna clap. But at the same time, you also want your shot too.
That is very true.
Okay, so it's a food in the line. Everybody's hunting. Okay.
Now, Soki, Anthony Joshua made a speech that day. He said, hey, you know what? Francis can come back whenever he wants to, which means He's willing to give Francis another chance. Okay. Do you think, and this is just your opinion, that, or if you were Francis, would you win for a second fight? Or what would you do? Or would you just say, you know what? I had enough. I got knocked out. I got knocked the hell out. So I'm going to just be out then. What would you think? I mean, what would you do?
Now,
What do you think is going to happen?
how much is gonna be the check?
So okay, I like that. So it all comes about. It all comes around money. Wow.
Of course. You think if it was me, I'm just gonna go keep my head turned to a punching bag? How much are we talking? Because hey, we already generated 20 million. People want to see the reverse comeback to see what's gonna happen.
Wow.
But hey, despite the fact I'm not happy about some decisions that Nganou be making these days based on
Like what? What kind of decisions are you making?
so jumping the gun all the time, just because you think you're the baddest man on earth, you don't have to jump the gun all the time.
What do you mean by jumping the gun? Some people may not understand that. What do you mean by jumping the gun?
Picking big fights. Start from somewhere. Like, there's no shame in starting from somewhere.
Okay.
He started from somewhere in MMA.
Yeah, because he was not known. He didn't have a name. He had to build it.
But guess what? Just because you have a name, somebody can ruin that name if you don't build something on it.
Do you think that a fight with Deontay Walker and Francis Ngannou can happen? And if that's the case,
Is it in MMA or UFC in boxing?
Boxing. No, Deontay Walker is the boxer.
Wilder, man.
Because now, and here's what people are thinking. Okay, just because this person knocked me out doesn't mean that everybody can knock me out.
I don't think if
talk right here. Talk right here.
If this is the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a nice fight. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, people are really.
But if Ngannou's punch connects, Wilder won't get up.
So he's lighter than Joshua.
No. What I'm saying is they both might be the same weight class, almost maybe a little bit of difference.
Mm-hmm.
But Wilder got techniques. He's quick. Okay, he's quick. But it's gonna take one punch or two from Nganou to black him out.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And that's what Fury didn't expect.
Wow. Now, wow, they're very nice, very nice. Now, I don't know if you follow the boxing community in Africa overall. What do you think is happening? Is it rising a little bit? Because as far as MMA in Cameroon, it has become a little bit bigger now because of what they have been seeing in Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
So he actually built,
and he's also helping with the foundation too.
Right.
Yeah,
so
I know.
That's something. That's a good idea for people to start being involved in boxing and having African international fighter to come to US or to England to start boxing. Or
the problem we have in Africa as a whole is the lack of support system.
From whom? The lack of support system from whom?
From the government, and
But what does the government do here for boxers? Or what does the government do for boxers? It's all about private.
Okay, yeah, it can be private, but there are some incentives that governments, give to people here. Let's say in the United States, right?
That's true. Yeah,
there are some incentives they give to, like, say, grants and some other things.
No, that is very true. Yeah,
but
like the show is all private stuff. Like the show,
which is, but how do you think they get the money to start all those stuff? Grants, right?
That's
Loans,
true.
right?
That's true.
So in Nigeria, we don't have that so much support system. Look at, like, I don't want to branch from boxing or MMA to soccer, because if sports as a whole, if you check that, like, there was a time Nigerian team were stuck in another country. It was
Nigerian soccer team.
Yeah, it was another football player
that paid for the flights.
What's his name? Mikel Obi. That sent the money. Okay, so if you watch the support system in Africa as a whole, they lack a very big support system when it comes to games and other stuff.
So does that mean that kids there cannot dream big of becoming professional fighters?
Everybody dreams big. You just have to pray to your stars that one day, it shines that people are gonna see you. And thank God for social media, because you never know who's watching. Okay, and when you see somebody sees you and feel like, oh, okay, I think this guy is gonna be good at this. Let me invest in him. Okay, which is good. Okay, but at the same time, people build themselves up in Africa as a whole. Like personally, how many schools do you think that give student loans?
Wait, in Africa?
In Africa,
None.
How many parents do you think that train their children by themselves? Everybody.
Wait, how many parents in Africa?
That train their children by themselves?
Yeah, of course, everybody.
Good.
Yes, everybody.
My parents single-handedly paid all my school fees. I paid some at the point because I was like, let me try doing this by myself and see how it works.
Wow.
Okay. Not that they couldn't, but I had to.
We understand that life is tough.
Yeah, I would say it's just the system as a whole. Okay, most people graduate from school and don't have anything.
That's true.
To
or they go back to work in the father's plantation or to the farm.
Not even farm, but I wouldn't put it like that. Some of them end up building something for themselves, or maybe get into businesses, selling things, and that's why I say thank God for social media.
Oh yes,
and online marketing too,
to be out there. Of
course. So
it's all about building our community.
Yeah, but you surprisingly you see some people making it big more than you even expect. Okay, I know a lot of them. Okay, and because also networking is also good. Sorry.
Always, you cannot invest something if you don't wait for something in return.
Yeah, so I love charity. I love what he's doing. Shout out to Usman.
Yeah, Usman. Okay. Shout out to you, Usman.
Shout out to you.
And shout out to Francis Nganou.
Yeah, too. He's a great guy too. I really like what he's doing. There was a time I actually wanted to book a flight down to Nigeria to get involved with it. Yeah, seriously. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna book a flight. But sometimes I'm like...
But does he have support for his own Nigerian brother? Because sometimes you start something in Cameroon or in part of Africa and you don't have support from your own people. Like, they're just so sour and reject you. Like, does he have support in
Nigeria? Yeah, he does have that support. A lot of celebrities are going along with the show. They're going there to show support. Maybe one of these days I'm going to buy my tickets, get down there and actually show my own support too. Which I really want to do, and probably maybe get into that cage and show what I got.
You still got it, man. I like the drip. I like the drip. Okay, thank you so much. It was very an honor to see you here. Now you're gonna look at your camera right there, and you're gonna tell to that young African kid who's in Africa, whatever he's dreaming big, whatever the dreams are. What is something that you can tell him, or what is an advice that you can give him? Whatever be the advice, whatever he's dreaming of thinking of doing. He's somewhere in Africa.
So the thing is, I'm gonna be straightforward with this, because at the same time, everybody has to believe that they are born to be a star. It actually takes one day and grace of God. You have to always believe, because what is success or what is life if you don't have faith in what you do?
Wow.
And in God. You have to always remember that you have to wake up every day, keep that dream alive, grind, and trust me, it just takes one day, one good blessed day. Okay? And one day of blessing can cancel your 10 years of failure. I'm telling you, I'm a living witness. I'll tell you that for a fact.
Wow.
So you never know. And also be good to people. Be honest to people. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to help you. But those people that come around you or you go around, make sure that you both exchange good blessings to each other. I'm telling you, with that, that's the only key you got to success.
Wow. Thank you so much. You have heard it all. Whoever's there watching this video, I hope that this has brought you some enlightenment. I hope that this has brought you some motivation to do whatever you want to do in life. I always believe that in life you are able to do whatever you want to do only if you want to. Only you are your own limitation. With that being said, thank you so much, Shoki, for coming here today. We very value your you coming here. We like that. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you again around. Maybe on a different topic, whether it be on security, whether it be on life as a whole. You know, you are an African immigrant living in the United States of America. You know how things are different from back home to here, and also opportunities for the young folks who are actually looking up to you as well. So thank you so much. We want to say thank you to the Nigerian community.
Thank you for having me, man.
To the African community, thank you so much, and please do not forget to subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.